Hello there everyone, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building a house that I actually know the name of. This is Simpleton. It is a very nice little house. Well, I already kind of said that. But yes, it is a very nice little house situated in Willow Creek. So Willow Creek is just a very lush, kind of generic neighborhood. I don't mean to say generic in a bad way. It's really not in a bad way. But Simpleton was just kind of based off of different simple houses I've seen. And I just was like driving through this one neighborhood and I saw that roof. And I was like, I have to have a house that makes use of that roof. And so that's how Simpleton came to be. So Simpleton ends up being a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, though I will say it's not as spacious. I was about to say that it's pretty spacious, that'd be lying, and I am not a liar. But yes, Simpleton, as you will see, is very small, and as always, if you don't want to watch, you can just skip to the end. There's always screenshots/videos in this, and that's pretty much it. I put a little pond in the backyard just because I thought it was a nice little addition, and that's what I ended up doing. Anyways, we are moving on in with this fountain still. But there we go, nearly done. And here's where I end up putting like a sort of roof above the other area, I guess. That's the only way I know how to describe it. And that's pretty much, now that I think about it, all I do with the roof up there. So I kept it very simple. And I figured out you can actually scale the mailbox, which is kind of cool. So the colors for Simpleton ended up being yellow and gray, if I'm not much mistaken. Yellow's just an overall odd color to use for a house, and it takes a very special house to be able to work yellow, so that's why I used it in this house. So we are just kind of going around the house, and I was originally going to use regular floor tiles, but I end up going with some terrain paints, and I actually did a lot of landscaping for this, even though landscaping takes on a whole new meaning in The Sims 4, because that's probably the one thing that really got downgraded in The Sims 4 was landscaping. Pretty much because the only reason Sims 3 landscaping was good was because of the move objects on cheat. But I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting for this house, especially since it's not that big of a house. But I do have 2 houses in progress at the moment. And if you actually want to go and see one of them, it's going to be at the very end of this video. It's actually like the last 3 seconds of the video. So it's just a very basic family home, but it's pretty large, so I'm happy to say that about the house, because I've been wanting to have a larger family home, because these last 2 have practically been starters, even though they're really not. I mean, this house ended up being not really a starter. It was 30,000, so you can get it pretty early on into the game, which I suppose is a good thing about the house. But at the same time, you'd probably want to have a house of this size a little bit earlier on. So yeah, that's just something I thought I'd say about this. We are moving on through in the house, of course, and I believe we are just putting in wallpapers right here. Wallpapers were very basic, and I kept them to a minimum just because, well, the house was already getting to be expensive for the size of it. So, it's not exactly the lap of luxury. Overhead cabinets, I have no idea why, were giving me the biggest problem in the world, and I kept it in here just so you guys could see why there were no overhead cabinets. It's because they were ready to drive me crazy. So as you can see, I tried, and I tried, and I continued to try, but it just didn't end up working out. So in the end, I just decided I was just gonna have a range hood and a little corner cabinet. And I end up also using one of the double cabinets, as you already saw, just because I think they are the coolest things. I mean, they essentially look like pantries, which we have never had in a Sims game. Working our way into the bathroom, which does change considerably from my original layout / intentions for it. Just because of like counter options that we have now, I thought that I could make it a lot cooler, and I can say that worked out pretty well. So there are lots of plants in this bathroom, there's lots of counter space in this bathroom, and there's lots of decor in this bathroom, because I do end up changing the shower tub combo for a single shower. And of course we've got some butterfly decor over the toilet, and I will say that this is a very feminine house, and I tried to make it as reminiscent of Victorian architecture as I could, but there really isn't any sort of Victorian furnishings. In The Sims 4, it all falls into the quote-unquote Queen Anne style, as they say, but it seems okay, it works. But it's a bit harsh with how they did the beds and everything. I don't like the beds at all. The beds don't match at all with anything anywhere. Neither do the dressers, but those are about the only problems. Sofas, I don't have a real issue with, but I really like mixing like dark woods with light colors, and I prefer to be able to pick my own color of wood, but it doesn't work that way. Also with like walls, I hate this because it's like paneling and the actual wallpaper go hand in hand. You can't pick them, which is just something really bothersome in my opinion. But I used the cabinet right there as a sort of, how would you say, almost like an armoire, or armoire, however you say it. I say armoire. But I think I only used that accent table instead of a dresser, which is really weird, but I preferred doing that. Anyways, we're coming to the end of this video, and the house is going to be up on the gallery. As I said, it's called Simpleton, and I'm going to be adding a couple of hashtags to it, which I will add in the in the description below, so that you can find it a bit easier. If you want to find more stuff from me, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and on the gallery you can make sure to hit that follow button. Follow button doesn't do anything, just tells you whenever I post something new, which I hope will be a lot more frequently, and subscribe is gonna get you all of this personality and complaining and ranting. So I hope you all like it, I hope you all enjoy the screenshots / videos, and I hope you all like what you see at the very end, which I think is actually a really nice house, which I look forward to finishing up and getting out to you guys. That's going to be a little bit of a suburban type of house located directly across the street. I plan on building on like every house on every lot in the world, so you could have an entire neighborhood designed by me. I want to do some more community lots, just because I don't like the fact that there are 2 gyms, 2 libraries, and then like only 4 clubs. I'm thinking about, you know, libraries are okay, but when the focus of the game is on the gym, that's when I want to get rid of one of the gyms. So that's going to be a plan of mine. And I will see you all in the next video. I love you all. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like if you want to. Thank you to all of the viewers, not for all of the views. Views wouldn't be possible without the viewers, so thank you to all of you who viewed the last one, and I hope you all enjoy my new content. Goodbye!